Hi.
Oh.
Okay, Pixie's in here painting with me. She's working on something and I'm working on something for y'all, and she was about to use, she's painting this giant black canvas for the opening of our paint party headquarters on Mother's Day. And she caught me off guard because I was about to go live, and she has this brush with all this black paint in it. And she's like, "Can I please use your paint water?" I'm like, "No, you can't use my paint water. I'm going live." So here is what I'm going to be teaching y'all today. And those of you that are already in Paint Party Headquarters, you have full. So if you are new and you're just painting this at home for your own use, you can follow along. But those of you that are wanting to use it for online paint parties, to make money doing art kits, to do in-person paint parties, how many of y'all on here are missing in-person paint parties? You know what I miss? Okay, there's two things I really miss about in-person paint parties. Okay, let me know as you get on if you miss them too. Number one, oh, there's Pixie.
Well, I was putting it back.
I just want to make sure. A lot of times she wears like her little cheer shorts, and I'm like, don't be on camera in those cheer shorts.
On camera. It was my.
She's a teenager, and her body's too cute to be on camera in those cheer shorts.
Not for quarantine.
Oh, she said not for quarantine. She's so little, but you know.
I've gained some weight.
I think we've all gained weight during
I
quarantine.
gained 3 pounds.
Pixie gained 3 pounds during quarantine. Well, I had to unbutton my pants yesterday because I couldn't even.
Oh, that's not good.
It was not good. I was in so much uncomfortableness. I had to unbutton my pants. That's not a good sign. Okay, so she's creating something really cool because we're welcoming in a ton of new members for, oh, no sound. Does everybody else have sound? Let me know if you can hear me. No sound. Is there anybody else without sound? Oh, good. Sarah's, yeah, she says, I miss the laughter. Okay, so yeah, there are two main things I miss about, and I'm going to put this right here. We're having a little trouble with doing this on Facebook right now. So as you can see, Paint Party Headquarters opens Sunday, but if I do that, then everything is in a weird color. So I just want to say, I'm so sorry about that. We're going to have to just read this backwards, those of you that are interested. And then also I wanted to remind you that if you have not watched video 2 yet, the link is in the description. We only have it available for a couple of more days. So those of you that are wanting to learn how to do paint parties online, all of those things, we have a free video series right now that you can check out and start getting comfortable with. So step 1. And then I'm going to tell you the 2 things I miss most about teaching in-person paint parties. Step 1, so I'm going to just kind of get a color here. I like to use, again, you can use any colors of the blue. I love using like the sea breeze blue with white to kind of give it a glass look, okay? So this is just a fun mason jar. You can also do a lighter blue. Anything like that. I'm not even going to use a palette. I'm just going to put some on there. And then I'm going to use a bigger brush just to get it on there pretty quick. But I am going to go vertical with it. Let me see. Yeah, people a lot of times at my paint parties will ask, do I like using an easel to paint on? I actually don't. I like to paint flat better. So those of y'all that, are doing paint parties and thinking, oh, I have to have easels, I have to have everything. You do not have to have everything to get started. Okay, so y'all tell me in the comments I'm shaking this a lot. Really sorry. Oh, good. Carla said, great video, short and sweet with lots of info. I purposely made the videos under 10 minutes. Under 10 minutes. So they'll be available for about another 6 or 7 days. So if you are interested in this, make sure you click. It's totally free. But I printed out the thumbnail so you would know what videos I'm talking about. There's 3 videos. They are short and sweet, but packed full of information. They're under 10 minutes long each. I did that on purpose because I know we're all super, super busy, right? Even in quarantine, people, somehow some of us have managed to even be busier during quarantine when it was supposed to be a time of slowdown. And then also the things I miss most, because in-person parties will come back, but there are 2 things that I really miss the most. I miss seeing people actually painting in person. I miss that so much. And then the second thing I miss is wearing my cowboy boots. when you're at home all the time, there's not really a need to put on my cowboy boots. But when I'm always out and about doing paint parties, I got to wear those suckers every day. So now I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna put like a strip of white and just go up and down to give it kind of more of a glass look. But now that I am at home a lot, I guess I should just put on my cowboy boots and wear them around the house. I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't know. I'm just gonna put a little bit more white. And this is just a vertical, just up and down. And you wanna leave some of those streaks in there. So it kind of has like a glass effect, okay? So that's step one. Simple. Yes, Angel misses her boots too. I know. I'm like, oh. I mean, I know I can wear it, but like even just going out to eat, and with the family and just wearing boots and stuff like that. Oh, just, those kinds of things. The simple things, or what I miss most. All right, the second step, we just need to get some pink on here. We're gonna actually add a bunch of different color pinks, but I'm gonna use a royal fuchsia for those of y'all that are watching. And then I'm just gonna kind of place, I'm not even using a palette. Again, if I was teaching this at a paint party in person, I would teach it a little bit different on a plate. But when you're teaching it online, you could just show them to do that. And I'm gonna do a 1-inch flat and just kind of get some stuff in there. I'm gonna use some water too, just to get it in there and just kind of basically fill in. I went ahead and drew with a pencil just real lightly some clusters of flowers. Oh, thank you, Anne. Oh my gosh, y'all are so sweet. Okay, so again, those of y'all that are not aware yet, what is happening on Mother's Day? I know it's Mother's Day, it's a very special day, and we have a 2-year anniversary coming up. We're having a huge birthday party celebration. The countdown is on. This is a huge, huge day for Paint Party Headquarters. Anybody know what's going on? Some of y'all have been waiting for months to get in, because we are officially opening the doors on Monday. Yes, I did write on my arm, but it's backwards. So it does say smile. It does say smile. Okay, so I'm just getting some paint on here. And I'm leaving a little bit so I can actually put the mason jar area. You'll see in a second with silver. And then with flowers, so some of y'all out there, let me know if you are a person who's really good at flowers. So like Debbie Viola, she is one of our members, and she also has her own Art Cool membership too. She is, she's so good at flowers. Rita Barker, who's also in our Paint Party Headquarters, she is beautiful at flowers. I do what I like to call whimsical flowers, which means they are way easier and they don't look near as pretty as theirs, but it's a fun, easy way to make flowers without having to be like this, really, really skilled artist with flowers like Debbie or Rita. Their flowers they're just way gorgeous. So let me know in the comments, are you an artist who's like really good at flowers, or do they scare the crap out of you? Let me know if they scare the crap out of you. They scare the crap out of me. Kathy says, open, 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 open. Kathy, only a few more days. A few more days till Paint Party Headquarters opens. I'm so excited. Okay, who has scared the crap out of you feeling when you paint flowers? Okay, so I just want to show y'all, even after I painted on my pencil, it still shows through. Flowers and trees scare me to death. Scare the crap out of me, Lucinda says. Depends on the day. Rosie says scared. Yeah, they can be very intimidating. So I'm going to show you a simple way, and we have this in Paint Party Headquarters that you'll be able to use. But I'm going to show you a simple way to kind of make the illusion of flowers. And then also we have a wonderful lady named Sue who did a beautiful tutorial that's for use in Paint Party headquarters for your in-person parties. So when I was doing this tutorial with her, I was terrified. But then when you like finish, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. You know, it just makes you so excited when you do something that can be very, very scary. Okay, another thing I want to ask you while I'm adding the silver here, okay? How many of y'all, let me see if I can turn it just a tad, where you can see my painting, but you can also see me. Let's see. Maybe, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna add some silver right here. You can do like a gray color first if you want, or if you have a silver, I'm gonna use this shimmering silver. If you have a silver, you can use that too. So, so who on here, because I have something really cool to tell y'all. Who on here has done their first Facebook Live? Anybody done? Can y'all hear that when my alarm goes off? Let me know in the comments if you can. I'm so sorry if you can. It's like, I have to like have alarms or I'll forget what I'm supposed to do that day. So I have alarms that go off at all times. Okay, so I'm just painting silver here. Who on here has done their first Facebook Live? Okay, so I want you to tell me and tell everybody else watching in the comments if you've done your first Facebook Live, because here's the thing. We all miss in-person paint parties, but there has been some really cool discoveries out of an unfortunate event / worldwide pandemic, right? So for example, we have had people who have, you know, I tell y'all all the time in Paint Party headquarters, you know, do a Facebook Live. You should do a Facebook Live. You know, Facebook Lives are really helpful. Did you know if you do Facebook Lives that you can, you know, show, you know, to more people, you can have a bigger audience? I mean, I say it all the time, all the time. And finally, people are starting to listen because when our paint parties went from, you know, having them to in person to all of a sudden now we have to figure out like, wait, maybe there's a different way we have to do this. People started doing their Facebook Lives. And those of you that have done them, let me know if you were terrified. Because if you weren't, you're not human. Just saying. If you weren't, can I please have whatever you're having? Because Facebook Lives can almost be traumatizing. They are terrifying. And if you are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, I double dare you to go live, push that button, and it's something about all of a sudden about to push that button that your hand just does this. And your heart just starts racing. And you're like, what the heck am I about to do? Why is my body reacting in this way? It is the freakiest thing ever. Okay, so I'm using white, the same color pink, and then I'm gonna use some sugared peach. Don't look, I just opened it with my teeth. I know I should not be doing that. It's a very bad habit. So those of you that have, let me see if there's anybody that has done the Facebook Lives and if they were terrified. Me too, not live, but had over 400 offline paint parties. Dang, girl, that's Sonia. Sonia, you're from, oh my gosh, is it Germany? Is that right? Sheila says, I was afraid a lot, nervous, but oh my gosh, she threw it before and still did it. Let's all just give her a round of applause. She still did it. Oh my gosh. Anne says, yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for that because I get a nervous wreck. Tell me how you get through it. Okay, that's what I'm about to tell y'all. Okay, so doing your first Facebook Live, and oops, this is gonna have a few little fingerprints. I purposely posted a very, very embarrassing video of me. I'm gonna use a little bit of the pink and a little bit of the white, and I'm gonna just start adding some kind of just little extras in here, just to make some of them a little bit lighter. A little bit too light. If you have it too light, remember, just put more paint on it. You can always go over it. So I purposely posted a video of me. If you haven't seen it yet, you must go watch it. And it shows me starting my very first video stuff, it is horrifying. I mean, I literally looked like I was high on drugs. I don't know what was wrong. I mean, it was so awkward. Very, very, very awkward. But the reason I embarrassed myself in front of the entire world is because I want you to know that, I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I'm perfect at lives, but I feel like I've definitely gained confidence and gotten better to where if I say a word wrong, it's not the end of the world, right? Because I say words wrong all the time. I guess I just don't know big words. I don't know what it is, but I just don't. I am smart. I'm just not good at a few things, like big words and a couple other things. So there's things like that you know, make me so nervous. And so I posted that because I know y'all, you know, there's a lot of things that you're freaking out about. But here's the thing. As you go live, you have to remember it's about them, not you. So for example, even though I'm saying a bunch of crazy, silly stuff right now, I know that y'all are watching so you can learn how to do this mason jar. This is about you. That's why I'm saying this is the color I'm using. This is where I'm, you know, what I'm doing. I'm blending this with a little bit of white and I'm blobbing it on there. Again, that's a real big word, blob. I'm blobbing it on there. Showing you how to do simple, whimsical flowers for those people that are scared to do really intense, realistic flowers, right? So there's a reason. It's to help you get over your fear of painting realistic flowers. And when you're doing your paint parties, regardless if it's online, in person, or you're even selling art kits, you're gonna have other people that are nervous about painting realistic looking flowers. Guess what? Now you know how to teach them how to paint non-realistic looking flowers. So when you go live, I have a sign. It's like right up there. And it says, and I really encourage all of y'all to make your own sign, your own version of this. It says, when I go live, I pray for God to use me for his glory. I pray for inspiration, words, and art. If you've ever been live, you know that sometimes you're like a deer in the headlights and you're like, oh, I was gonna say something, but I'm not really sure what to say, right? You know that happens. And then the third thing says write messages on arm. Like that's just kind of one of my things that I do. Kind of like I always wear cowboy boots and hats and I like to write messages on my arm. And then inspire and teach always. So my thing is always trying to inspire you, but also teach you. And then it's always about them, which means it's always about you. So every time I go live, and you need to do the same, make it about them, not about you. So right now, in addition to the mason jar, I'm teaching you about how to do Facebook Lives, even though you're terrified. Demetra, oh my gosh, congratulations, that's awesome. She just signed up for Tribe. Right now, if you've been watching, Stu McLaren's been doing his Tribe stuff, all and we have had a lot of our members from Paint Party Headquarters start to do that. So remember, wherever you're at on this Paint Party stage, and wherever you're at in your stage, remember, honor that. Like whether you are at the beginning of this, just starting to do art kits, or whether you are starting to do online paint parties. So I have to tell you a really cool story. So Jamie Norvell, she's one of our Paint Party Headquarters sisters. While I'm talking, I'm gonna take a liner brush and some black paint, and I'm just gonna start making some little lines here so you can watch where I put these lines. Actually, I'm gonna go between a liner and a big brush. Oh, hey Bear from Ontario. Am I saying that right? Ontario? Christina, we have a lot of people on. Where do you get the mason jar cut out? So you can either cut it out yourself, or I get mine from Craft Creations. It's a family-owned company out of Oklahoma. Sweet, sweet couple. Okay, so I'm gonna just start adding some lines. And so Jamie, one of our Paint Party Headquarters members, so she was finally, went through her fear, was freaking out about, messaging, because, how I teach you how to contact restaurants and churches and stuff like that. So she got through her fear. She did that. She ended up getting like 7 bookings from that at the beginning of March. Everything else she had to postpone. So here, so much, fear around doing this. So she finally does it. And then the pandemic happens. So she's like, oh my gosh, I have all these restaurants booked. And now I'm going to use the 1-inch brush and I'm just going to kind of go like this, make it real thin. So I put paint here and paint here to make it really thin. And I'm going to start drawing out of that. Can you say the name of the wood place? It's called Craft Creations with a K. Craft, let me see. Let me see if I can type it. Creations. Okay, there you go. So anyway, this woman who was already terrified then ends up, I'm just gonna kind of like just put in some lines here and nothing perfect, just kind of around. So already terrified, then she's like, just wrapped her brain around doing the in-person parties, and now she's like, well, crap, those got postponed, but I still want to do something. So she started doing online stuff. She had never done Facebook Lives before. She started doing this thing called Art in the AM, and seriously started just showing up every day, Art in the AM. She saw her Facebook page. Again, I think what has been so, in the whole midst of this unfortunate thing, it's shown a lot of people that there's so much opportunity out there for artists, creatives. Again, I am so sick of that starving artist mentality mode of, just because I love to paint and it's pretty, it should all be for free. Guys, here's the thing. She started doing that, was terrified, okay? Terrified. Anybody else agree with me? Like, drop the starving artist mentality mode. Drop it. You got to drop it. Anybody agree with that? And she started doing that. She started seeing her Facebook insights, which I teach you that in Paint Party Headquarters, how to look at that kind of stuff, and started seeing this massive difference. And then the girl goes from totally, like, I spit. I'm so excited I'm spitting while I talk. She went from totally, like, booking all these paint parties, literally being stopped right when the pandemic was happening, having to postpone all these in-person parties to, okay, let me go ahead and do some online parties. Started doing online parties, and this is Jamie in our Paint Party Headquarters. Then decided, okay, I'm going to do these Art in the AM, started getting people noticing, and then from that already launched a membership from that. I'm just freaking out. Like, it has 9 members. And is doing this Art in the AM with these new people. And I'm just so excited and again, that opened up the possibility. That opened up the possibility where before, she probably would have never thought, okay, I can do something online. But that is the power of Facebook. Now, I don't know if y'all have read these stats recently, but there is 50% more usage online. 50% more usage online. There is 1.73 billion daily Facebook users. Take that in for a minute, because Ann Stover just asked, how do you compete with competitors in the same area? Ann, you have the entire world. When there's 1.73 billion people on Facebook a day, how many people you need to teach? I don't know about y'all, but I don't want 1.73 billion customers. I couldn't even handle it. That's the thing, like when we think about even paint parties and people go like, how, why would you, train up your competition? Guys, for my family to have a decent life, we don't need a gazillion paint parties. We just need a few a month. We don't need a gazillion online paint parties to have a decent living. And so I think that's where people get all like, messed up in this. They think, well, there's already people on there. Heidi, you're on there. You're painting online. How can I compete with you? Oh my gosh, you're not. You're not competing. The world needs creative, artsy souls. People are going to watch me and think, oh, that girl talks too much. and she has small lips, and she talks about her coffee drinking, and I don't want to watch her, right? They're going to look at me and not care about what I have to say. But then they might see you and go, oh my gosh, I really love how she does that. Or maybe, the way you come across, in your videos or what you're teaching, they're drawn to. Everybody has something they can offer, but we have to stop being so scared. And it starts with the Facebook Live. It starts with the first Facebook Live. And so I was so proud of her. And then those of y'all that are like, I want to do art kits. We've had so much success in Paint Party Headquarters with people that are selling art kits. And again, that is just basically packaging it up. Packaging it up to where, you can take, it's basically a paint party to go. They take it and go. We're actually getting ready to pack up about 30 to 35 art kits for one of my country clubs that I used to do business with in person, which will come back. Sorry guys, I'm looking for some green. Which will come back in time. But for the moment, while we're waiting, I'm going to use festive green and yellow green. Festive green and yellow green. So while we're waiting, I'm packing them up some art kits to take so they can do Mother's Day projects or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to choose those two greens, and I'm just going to add in some little leaves. So I'm going to start with my dark one and just kind of find some places and make a football shape. Can y'all see that okay? Let me see. Let me see if I can zoom in. So y'all can see the leaves a little better. But that first thing of getting over your fear of it's all about me. I can't do a Facebook Live because it's all about me. Is it going to be awkward at first? Yeah. If it wasn't awkward, you wouldn't be human. It's awkward. I'm not going to lie. It's weird. It's hard to do. But if you remember the purpose, like my purpose right now is hopefully showing you how to make a pretty mason jar, and all of you in Paint Party Headquarters, remember, Paint Party Headquarters, let me know. Go ahead and put PPHQ sister on here. We have a couple of brothers in Paint Party Headquarters, but it's mostly a group of strong women in there creating art and doing all kinds of cool things. So after I add that, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. But yeah, it's about you getting out of your way of, oh my gosh, and again, we need more people out there sharing joy, sharing hope, sharing, inspiring people with painting. That's the really cool thing that we have on a Facebook Live that a lot of other people don't have, is we have this awesome gift from God where we can paint and show people how to do something, and they'll usually stop and listen because they're watching our painting. Where a lot of times, if you're seeing people on Facebook Lives, if they're just talking and it's all about only talking, it's a little harder. But when you're doing something really cool and you're sharing, there's so much opportunity. Lucinda says, come on Sunday, I can barely wait. I am so excited. So who on here, let's see, Bear says, it was like the first time I went on stage to do comedy about my experience as a breast cancer patient survivor for charity. I was terrified. Oh my goodness, I would love to see that too. I bet going through and then making that into that, I bet that's just remarkable. Good for you for doing all of that, because I know that it's hard. It's hard sharing when there's a lot of people that are quick to just type mean things. It is. It's hard. But you got to remember, if you have a bigger pull for this, for example, my whole thing is sharing God's love through art. That's why I can wake up every day and continually do this. I'm just using my pinky to hold it while I outline. And then I'm going to do a quick writing in here. But that's why I am able to every morning get up excited to do this, because I have a stronger passion. And my passion, I feel like God has literally told me, like, My job is to get up and share God's love through art. And the way I do that is through teaching people like you how to do paint parties, online paint parties, art kits, things that are going to help you make money for your family. And that's how Paint Party Headquarters was born. And so it's just this ripple effect of like, if you can go out there and do something cool and make some money for your family, it doesn't mean it has to be like, it could be money just for extra, for something fun. It could be money for groceries. I mean, when I first started teaching paint parties, I seriously just wanted to have money for groceries. And then it became where I was working full time as an art teacher. And then my paint party business got so big that I started putting all that money aside for trips, because traveling is like breathing to me. It's like a part of me. I have to do it. I don't know if it's like the adventure spirit. Oh, thank you, Sherry and Lene. I love listening to you share. Oh, thank y'all. Oh, good. Yeah. Thank y'all for being here. So I'm going to add a little bit more white to this. But I think what happens is that we start this comparison game of, well, so-and-so's already doing that. I can't do that. There's not enough room. Or why would somebody watch me whenever there's somebody else out there that's doing something similar? They're going to watch you because they relate to you, right? They're going to watch you because they like your style better, or they like what you're saying better, or whatever it is. So just don't get into that comparison of like, there's already people out there. I can't do it. If you do that, you're missing out on, number one, if this is something you feel like you're supposed to be doing, you're missing out on something really awesome. Again, 1.73 billion daily users on Facebook. It is the easiest way to go live, paint something for somebody, and show them something really cool. And then also, Lori says people love to watch people paint. Of course. I'm about to write something here, so I'm going to have to concentrate for a second and shut my face. But real quick, before I write this, if you haven't watched the series, I know it's backwards, but there's a glitch with Facebook and it's turning everything blue. We only have these trainings out for free for a couple of more days, and it's all leading up to Sunday, the opening of Paint Party Headquarters. So make sure you're on the wait list. Make sure you check out the trainings for free. They're under 10 minutes long, because we'll take them down once we start to open up the doors to Paint Party Headquarters. We'll take those down, and those will only go into Paint Party Headquarters. Okay, so I'm going to concentrate so I can write this. I'm going to put, do I want to put welcome y'all like the other one? I'm just going to do the same. I'm going to do welcome y'all. And you can have something where you trace it or do a stencil, but I am literally just going to write it on here freehand. So y'all can see me fail in person. Lucinda, I can't wait either. I'm so excited to welcome you. And we're going to be having let's see, Francine says, oh my gosh, one time while in Branson, we were watching a small stage show and I was singing to Proud to Be American. One of the singers saw me singing, pointed to me and motioned to me in the front. I sang the remainder of the song in front of the crowd. My knees were knocking. Oh my gosh, that is such a cool experience. Francine, that is such a cool experience. And that's the thing, like people think, well, if they're painting, I can't do it too. Well, we need singers and painters and artists of all kind everywhere doing what they're good at, because people need to see that. And whenever, you step out in fear, that quote by Marianne Williamson, she talks about like when you step out in fear, and you're being confident, you're unconsciously giving others the same, like you're giving them that permission to go, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. And so I'm going to confidently, even though I'm terrified, freehand this in front of y'all. So let's go. All right, so I'm going to put welcome y'all. And I'm going to be quiet for just a minute so I can concentrate on this. And I know it's going to be backwards, but I'm going to zoom in so you can just watch the writing part. So what I like to do is just kind of get my placement. and then I start to add some more extras. But when I'm teaching this at paint parties, I used to kind of help people with freehanding, but what ended up happening, especially at in-person paint parties, is we would end up, I would end up freehanding it on everybody's. So then I started getting smarter and bringing stencils. And then, because stenciling, can sometimes be expensive or take time if you're making your own cutters, like one-time stencils. So then I started getting even smarter and started doing carbon paper, where they can trace it on themselves and then just go over it with a paint pen or something like that. Again, I know this is backwards. Facebook has a glitch right now. I need to see if I need to reinstall my app, but it's turning it backwards whenever I turn it. So when you're putting something on a sign like this, I have done it a zillion times wrong, where I accidentally run out of space here. So make sure you don't run out of space. So you kind of have to be thinking ahead, like riding a bike, you're watching ahead. And then all of y'all in Paint Party Headquarters, remember you can immediately use this for any use. And you're like, what does that mean? So basically in Paint Party Headquarters, we have totally upgraded the whole thing. So for example, this will be the last time we offer it at $35 a month. So what happens, because everything kind of moved to online in such a quick way, all of my designs, as long as you're a member in Paint Party Headquarters, you get rights to use for online paint parties, art kits, in-person parties. So anybody watching that's a Paint Party Headquarter member, they can literally take this design I'm doing right now and start making money from it. So, so that's the coolest thing about, again, like I said, I know it's been such a hard, weird, eerie, awful time with what's been going on. But what I think it's brought out in people, as far as like people who were terrified to go on a Facebook Live, terrified to do anything outside of their local community, just this scaredness, kind of got pushed into some of these things I was teaching them. And so out of a need, I went ahead and said, okay, I know y'all need to be able to do stuff online, especially right now. And so what has happened out of that is some people have thought, oh my gosh, I actually kind of like this better. Maybe I can, turn this into something, online. And it's not only have success with selling art kits. For example, we have Chrissy in Paint Party Headquarters. She just sold her first art kit. But also the potential of like, okay, I went live. I may have thrown up. I may have been terrified, but I did it. And after doing something like that and giving yourself that confidence and that permission to know it's okay to be awkward when you first start. Another thing I want to remind y'all, when I first started doing my Facebook Lives, I've said this before and I'll say it again. It was mainly my mom. I think my mom still watches most of my Facebook Lives. Thank you, Mom. Love you so much. But at the beginning, I kept having to stop saying, hi, Mom, because a lot of people watch it on replay. And when I was first starting, it was just my mom. It was like my mom and maybe my brother or somebody would pop in. And I'm like, I can't keep saying hi just to my family members because then the replay is going to be awkward. And so there's something to be said for when you first start, you don't, right now, we have almost 200 people on here. When I first started, it was my mom, right? So there's something to be said for when you first start something, you don't want it technically to be this massive audience watching, because when you are awkward and you're trying to gain your confidence and you're trying to figure out what to talk about as you're painting, things like that, you don't want that pressure of all of a sudden you're in this massive audience. There has to be a growth period. And I think in today's world of everything needs to happen overnight, we really, really devalued the growth period. And it's not healthy for somebody to go from 0 to immediate overnight success. It's also not normal. I mean, even people you see that like have a viral video, you think, oh my gosh, they must have hit the lottery. They must have done it, right? I've had 2 viral videos. That doesn't technically mean it relates straight to sales. I'm gonna add in a little, kind of like I have here, I'm gonna add in a little bird with some little fun things, and I'll show you an easy way to do that. It doesn't technically relate to sales, and a lot of times people think, oh, you get a viral video and now you're, a millionaire. It's not accurate. That's not exactly how things work. There may be one of those weird cases, but for the most part, just because you have a viral video doesn't mean all of a sudden you have, dollars just going your way. That's not really how it works. And I think sometimes people think, well, I've got to have a viral video. That's the only way it's gonna, this is gonna happen. Or, we tell ourselves all these crazy stories that just aren't true. But I want you to remember, okay, I'm just gonna do I'm making a little bird here. So just a simple shape, just again, whimsical bird. Just a point and just a little, almost like a paisley. Can y'all see that? I'm gonna fill it in. But I just want y'all to know, as you start to do your Facebook Lives and only your Aunt Rita is on there or whatever the case may be, and there is something to be said for growing into your voice and how you want to talk online and all of those things. And I think our world, our society devalues that growth. But here's what I do know for sure is that as people are consistent and as people, does anybody agree with that, by the way? If you do, put a yes. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you've battled with. You want this immediate, we all do, right? We don't want to go through the hard part. We just want to have the success, right? But there's something about everybody has to go through it. The people that are, online that you watch and you see, they all started with a Facebook page with 0 followers. Every single one of them did. Nobody says, here you go, here's your 40,000 followers and go for it. No, it's never that way. And people, I don't know what it is about our society. We just automatically assume that the person who went before us didn't have it as bad as we have it. It wasn't as hard for them as it is for us. And I want to tell y'all that's lies. That's lies you're telling yourself. That's lies that you're thinking. Because I'm going to put a little crown on this bird because I just like crowns on birds. That's lies that you're telling yourself. That's lies that you're thinking in your head. Everybody has to start somewhere, but here is the exciting part that we don't think about. And this is where I knew it in my soul. I had that overwhelming feeling that I was supposed to keep doing this, right? Is because the people that are consistent, the people that keep going even when they fail every time, the people that are doing something they love so much that they would do it free any day of the week, those are the people that are going to succeed. Because entrepreneurship is not for the weak. Entrepreneurship is definitely not for the lazy. Because what happens is the ones of you that go live and you do it for a couple times and you're like, oh yeah, that was exciting, that was fun, blah, blah, blah. But then next week comes and you're like, I don't really feel like it. Do you know how many times I've gone live when I didn't feel like it? And I thought, nope, if I want my business to grow, if I want to do the things I know I'm supposed to do, I have this unapologetic feeling in my gut that I have to do this. Is that you? Like you have this unapologetic feeling that this is what I'm supposed to do. And it's going to lead me to the next thing. And the next thing's going to lead me to the next thing, right? If that's you, it's like the discipline of consistency will be your biggest success. Okay, so I'm just going to add these little footballs here real quick, but you'll see how different. So let me show you. But you'll see that discipline of consistency is what's going to make you be the person who has more paint parties. It's going to make you be the person who has more online paint parties. It's going to be you being the person that is selling more art kits. It's that discipline of consistency. Because what I've found is that people who fail, they either do one of two things. They either fail and go, well, crap, that didn't work. Let me rework it and try again. Or they go, oh, that didn't work. This isn't for me. I'm done. So let me know which one in the comments you are. Because I am a big believer in failing fast. Failing as fast as humanly possible so I can get my butt back up again, tweak it, change the wording, recreate my design, whatever it is. If I'm trying to sell an art kit and that art kit isn't selling, what did I do wrong? What did I say in my marketing? How did I post that picture? Maybe it wasn't my best design and I put it out there. Instead of me playing the victim role of, oh my gosh, they're just better than me and it's not for me, I get up as fast as humanly possible and I figure out what did I do and how can I change this. So I know some of y'all right now that may be tough to hear, but it is totally, I'm going to add a little bit of light green, just a little pop into each of these leaves. Y'all like the bird? Do you make up your own kits or direct them online? So I make up my own kits. So we also, in Paint Party Headquarters, those of y'all that are getting ready for joining on Sunday, Mother's Day, set your alarms. We will be opening the doors. We'll send you an email at 6 a.m. You do not have to wake up at 6 a.m. You can just wake up whenever you wake up and join whenever you wake up. You don't have to do the very first email. But the thing that I want you to know is those people that are like, okay, yes, this didn't work, or how can I do this differently? The art kits is a good example. And I'm just going to add some kind of just white lines in here. And I'm going to just kind of start adding some little lines to make things pop. Art kits. So, you know, I make them up myself. And our Paint Party Headquarters ladies, we've had people sell anywhere from 2 kits to over 1,000 kits. And during this pandemic, this isn't like, you know, in the past 2 years. This is like recent stuff. One of our ladies, Susan, she's a beast. Oh my gosh, that woman is so she is the poster child of consistency. She is insane. She sold over 1,000 kits in less than a month. She's probably way over that now. But again, it's like, you know, how can, you know, a lot of y'all have had paint parties and you have email lists from those customers. And all of this is a matter of like sending those customers an email and asking if they would like a Mother's Day kit or a Father's Day kit. It's not, you know, this crazy thing of, oh my gosh, I got to do this or I got to do that. It's literally just going back to the same people that you have already been, you know, in relationship with your paint parties. My sweet customers, we were able to sell 45 kits in just a couple of days from my local customers because they're just awesome. They're so sweet. They just want to support. I'm going to zoom out so I can, oh, actually, let me add a little bit of pink dots in here and some white dots first. So a lot of times we think like, oh my gosh, right now I can't sell. How dare Heidi talk about selling right now? Oh my goodness. How dare her? There are so many more people buying stuff online right now. And I don't know if you've been to the grocery store in the past month, but people are buying. And some people, yes, I know a ton of people have lost their jobs. And that is so sad. And I am a person who, you know, I truly believe what it says in the Bible, like idle hands makes for the devil's work. I truly, truly believe that. And so I feel like, as quick as people can, safely, they need to get back to work, because there's nothing good that comes from people just sitting around bored watching Netflix for, weeks and months upon months. There is nothing good that can help us from that, And so I'm a big believer in, idle hands makes for the devil's work, and we've got to make sure we have a purpose. We have got to have a purpose. And so it just makes a big difference. I mean, I know when I've lost hope, or I get in those funks of like, how am I going to do this? I'm human. I had a couple of times during the, just not being able to get out and all of that, of just like, man, is anything ever going to feel normal again? And then the other day I went to the silliest story, but the other day I went to Target, and I did not realize Target was open this whole time, but they were because of the groceries. And I just found out last week they've been open the whole time. And so I was like, we're going to Target. Like, I just want to walk around Target, like just a store, and just feel like it's a normal day and not think about everything that's happened. And it was just like, everybody's smiling at you. Like, I know some people are wearing masks, but in some areas, you don't have to in some of the areas that I'm in, because the amount of cases were really, really low. And so, like the other day, we went walking around the square, and I have never felt more connected to people than I did on Saturday. I mean, every single person is smiling at you. And if they're wearing a mask, you can see them smiling through their eyes. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's saying hello. Everybody is doing all of that stuff. Jeannie says, my daughter is making more money now online from her Etsy shop since the shutdown. Yes, it's so true. And I think, again, as artists, it makes you think like, oh, again, it's that feeling of, how dare I talk about selling my art because it's beautiful and I had fun making it, and I should not dare sell it. Especially during this time. No, that is not true. Now more than ever, we need you going live. We need you talking about hope. We need you out there sharing God's love. All of those things. Anne says, it makes me feel special because you said my name and replied live. I feel so honored. Aw, I feel like you're talking to me if we had known each other forever. Oh, thank you for saying that, Anne. That's so sweet. The mason jar cutout. Oh, there's my mom. Hi, Mom. See, I was telling you earlier, if I said that every live at the beginning, it would have been really awkward for all the replays. Oh, you're so welcome. So, yeah, you can get the mason jar cutout at craftcreations.com. Brandy, how much are the kits? So, different kits are different prices, and I think I saw somebody earlier. I'm going to just add a couple of lines in here, and then I'm going to wrap up. And just a quick reminder. So I'm going to tell you real quick about prices and then online. So don't let me forget those two things. But real quick before I wrap up, number one thing, set your alarms for Sunday, Mother's Day. We open the doors only twice a year to the public. And Paint Party headquarters, this will be the last time it's at $35 a month, because we've added all the online stuff. Also, this series is free right now, but it will be taken away. The link is in the description. Make sure you watch them. They're only 10 minutes each. There's 3 videos, so you're literally watching less than 30 minutes. But it is going to give you so much information that will help you just not only see the possibilities of what's available online, but it's also going to help you with your confidence of being able to correctly teach a paint party online. Again, those videos go away in just a couple of days. The next one is released. It's going to be about how to get your people to the party room. On last Thursday, and it's all about the supplies you need for an online paint party for your painters. And then this one, which is all about how to do your guinea pig paint party without a Facebook business page. We also talk about how not to be embarrassed. How many people out there are afraid of rejection? You don't want to do things and be afraid of rejection. And then, oh, I'm almost done, Pix.
I'm like, I need my phone.
Yeah, I'm like, let me finish this little thing right here. Any of y'all afraid of rejection? So that video too that's out right now, and the link is in the description. that is going to teach you how to kind of do a Facebook, online Facebook paint party. Online paint party. Pixie's got me all messed up. I'm trying to paint fast now. So that you don't have to be embarrassed. Like, we don't want to just blast out and then all of a sudden feel like, oh, nobody came, or, you know, things like that. So, real quick with pricing. Oh, you can go ahead and stop that. Do you mind sending that to me?
Sure.
Anytime you're doing online stuff, try to do a time lapse with it too. Okay, so the thing with pricing, it depends. So we have, in Paint Party headquarters, we have a whole bonus of art kits. It talks about pricing, it talks about shipping, it talks about all kinds of things to do in that. And that's gonna be released on Sunday with Paint Party headquarters, so you'll be able to find that. Oh, Brandy, she wants to paint this on your own. I'm not going to be shipping these. Actually, I've done that in the past. I might, maybe in the future, but right now we are overwhelmed. But if you want to paint it yourself, you can get the thing at Craft Creations. Then if you want to start making money with it, if you join Paint Party headquarters on Sunday, you'll have rights to use this as art kits, online paint parties, in-person paint parties. You'll have rights to all of my designs. That's why this will be the very, very last time that we are doing the Paint Party headquarters at $35, because we have added all of these things to it. Let's see, are you going to talk about phone placement during virtual classes? Yeah, so we talk about phone placement. I also have a Facebook Live training that tells you about where to position your phone. Like right now, mine is vertical. We're finding right now that that Facebook, the way people are consuming, you know, like right now, instead of you turning it this way, you can't see everybody's comments. People like to see it this way. How many of y'all like to read the comments as you're watching? Does anybody do that? Yeah, a lot of people love to read I know I do. Well, like when somebody's doing it horizontal, I'm like, crap, you know, because I want to see them bigger, but I can't see all the comments. So anybody like to read the comments as they're going on? And do you teach any tech? Oh my gosh. So Susan, we basically have a marketing hack every month, a social media hack every month, in addition to a paint party design that you can use every month. In Paint Party headquarters, we do a prayer and gratitude meeting. I feel like it is very important. And again, those are optional. You don't have to come to that. But once a month, we do a prayer and gratitude meeting, because I truly feel like you have to have, you know, God first in your business. And you have to always remember, when you're freaking out, when you're overwhelmed, when you don't know where to go, you're like, oh, I just want to do this, but I don't know. Like, you have to always be grounded. I feel like you got to stop, take a breath, be grounded. Remember that, you know, we all have a different timeline. We all have a different, you know, time when we're supposed to do this, or we're supposed to do an art kit, or now we're supposed to do online, or some of y'all that are watching all the stuff that I've been showing y'all about Tribe, we're supposed, you know, maybe that's your next step. But at the beginning, you've got to not compare yourself to everybody. Oh my gosh, please don't compare yourself to everybody, because everybody has started at different stages, and it's very, very, very true. Let's see, do you do mason jar dish soap conditioner? Hello, do you do mason jar dish soap conditioner? I don't know if I know what that means. Is that Tammy? Tammy, maybe say that. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe rephrase it, or maybe I'm missing something. I get distracted and lose what I was saying. Yeah, you can. I've done that before too. Also, I wanted to just bring attention to my hat. Okay, the reason I bought this hat and am wearing this hat, it says Mama Bear. I know it's backwards, but I saw this because I had been making the comments to people as they join Paint Party headquarters. I make the comments, and I say this very, very loud and unapologetically. When you are thinking about joining Paint Party headquarters, okay, I'll hold this up too so y'all can see it a little bit more. Oh, and then you can put a string to it, and you could also put a string, and then you could put a bow on it too. So there's the finished. Sorry, it's backwards. Oh, and of course, once it dries, add this. My favorite glitter of all time, Craft Twinkles. But here's the thing. If you're thinking about, how many of y'all on here are thinking about joining Paint Party Headquarters Sunday? So Sunday we open the doors. We do it twice a year to the public, so we won't have another big opening until September. Here's why I'm wearing the mama bear. So I am a very, very, very protective mama bear when it comes to the members in Paint Party Headquarters. So I just want y'all to know, as you join, if you are a person that's like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be negative about everything and I'm just so, frustrated with life and this is how it's going to be and I'm going to let this group have it. I will refund your money and kick you out of that group as fast as humanly possible. Because here's the thing. When you come into Paint Party Headquarters, I want you to feel loved. Oh my gosh, we have so many people coming Sunday. Yay, so excited. I want you to feel like it's your little slice of heaven. I want you to feel like no matter how, whimsical your flowers are and very non-realistic your flowers are, that you still have a place to create and you still have a place to share and to get help and all of those things. So when I see somebody that is just like very, very negative, or it's okay, I know we have problems, I know we're human, but the overall feel in Paint Party Headquarters is support and helping each other. And if you're a Paint Party Headquarters sister, I'm sure you can agree with that. It is very, very, very important that it stays that way because we're 800 strong. And as we're getting ready to welcome hundreds of new of you, I want to protect that with every fiber in my being. And that's why I bought this hat, because I was like, no, I am, wanting to protect you. And the people on my team are the same way. And so we've had people where it was not a good fit. And we would delete their post and ban them and basically give them their money back. And the reason is because we have to protect that. There are a million groups out there. If you want to go bitch and complain and be mean and harass people and be a troll and do all of that, go do that in those free groups all over the interweb. But that is not the place in Paint Party Headquarters. And I am very, very, very unapologetic about saying that because I feel like I'm the mama bear. I mean, a lot of people coming into Paint Party Headquarters are brand new painters. They're trying to build their skills. They're trying to learn. They want to make some extra money doing art kits. You don't have to be the best painter to be able to throw paint parties, to be able to teach, online paint parties, to be able to, I've always said, I know I'm not the best painter out there. One of my good friends, Christy Hawkins, we team up all the time. She is a phenomenal painter. She's way better than me, way better. And we team up all the time on challenges and on things that we do together. And again, it's okay. She's done paint parties before. Now she does everything online. And we know that there is room for everybody. But Headquarters, my job to not only teach you, to help you, but also to protect you. So, again, I just want to make sure, as you come in, it is a place where we are helping each other, supporting each other, all of those things. And I know, the world isn't just rainbows. And I know that. I know that things suck sometimes. And we have a paint party that cancels. Or in, Jamie's case, she had 7 she just scheduled. And then they all got postponed. But what'd she do? She regrouped. She started doing online stuff. And now in less than a month, she transitioned, started teaching stuff on Facebook Lives, and freaking opened up a membership and has 9 people in it. So there's opportunities everywhere. So you can see the opportunities or you can not see them. And I get, some people are just more negative. I get that. And it's not all kumbaya and everybody's just, totally fine. Oh, Gina, I had 6 for the month of March. Yeah, it's just, my parties got canceled too. I'm not, immune to that. So I feel it real time. I'm doing the same things that I'm teaching. So I want you to just know, like when you come into Paint Party Headquarters, like we are a welcoming group of women and 2 men. I think we have 2 men. We are a welcoming group, and we love you, and we want to support you wherever you're at, whether you're just wanting to make a little bit of extra, whether you're just wanting to learn some new marketing, skills, all of those things. I just want you to know. So Sunday, the doors open Sunday. In the meantime, your homework is to watch these 3 videos. They're only available for about a week. They're less than 10 minutes long, okay? All right, I hope this helps, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.